Alright, hi, I'm John Manderly. Today I'll be teaching you how to play Ihop by P.E.E. I got a few comments under my cover of this song asking how to play it or for tabs, and I said I'd do some tabs, but as I started trying to tab out the song, I found out it was really hard to do that because I don't actually know how to tab stuff out. So I've had a tab draft in Ultimate Guitar for like a month now, but I haven't gotten past the intro part because I don't know how to tab any of it out. So this will be easier. I'm just going to show you how to play it on my guitar. And I guess we'll get right into it. You probably recognize that as the opening chord. So that's starting on A, it's 6, and then D, 8, and then on skips the G string, goes to B. On B it's 10. So you strum that opening, and then you just drop the 10 on the B down to 8, like this. And then you go to this kind of power chord shape, but with a dropped root. So starting on A, this is 5, 8, 8. And then that one also has the top note dropped, only by 1 fret though. So together the intro should sound like this. And then it goes into the kind of main riff of the song. I don't think, actually I should preface this for the entire playthrough. I don't know how to play this song. I'm just playing by ear. I doubt this is what they played. I saw that live performance of them, of when they reunited in like whatever it was, 2010 or whatever. And their hands are nowhere near where my hands are, it seems. So this is not accurate to the song, but it's how I play it. On the original cover, I did not have a bass guitar, and there was no bass replacement on the track, so I was just playing all the bass notes with my guitar, like in the guitar track. So that's how I play that part, but I don't think it's like that in the song because the bass is doing those bottom notes. But I'll teach you how I play it because I think it sounds pretty close. So this kind of main riff starts with an E flat power chord. I guess I should say this note stays the same throughout, and you're just moving the bass note around. So starts with an E flat power chord, root drops 1, back up to E flat, or back up to 6, goes up to 8, 10, back to 8. So together it sounds like this. And you'll notice when I go up to that chord there, I just shift my whole hand up and just bar those 2 notes, because that's easier than moving your finger up there and then sliding your whole hand up, or at least for me it is. You might be different. Learn this the way you want to. I'll start with the easier guitar line in the verse, because there's 2. I definitely know there's at least 2 guitar lines in the verses, or throughout the whole song. And in the verse, I can pretty safely say one of them is just holding down some basic power chords and bar chords. So that's kind of the passage you go through. So you go from power chord on 6. I do a major chord. You could just go to another power chord on 6 of the E string instead of the A string. It only stays there for a little bit though. You should try to learn the rhythmic parts by ear, because I don't really know how to explain that stuff. All I know is that it's on the B flat, or the 6 on the E for a shorter amount of time. And that's basically the whole verse for that guitar. Now the other guitar line, it's doing that throughout. So this is starting on the G string, it's 12, 15, slides down to 8 and 10, and then it's kind of an inversion of a B flat major chord, which is 12 on D, 11 on B. And in that one, I hammer on. I think I can hear those notes moving between each other in the song. So I hammer on from 12 to 13 on the D string there, something like that. And then just a power chord on the 8th fret of the D string. And then instead of the there, I move from that power chord to just barring on the 8th fret, the D and G string, and then moving the G string down to the 7th fret, but keeping 8th fret on the D string. So it sounds like this. And that whole pattern together sounds like this. Yeah, and then that goes through the verses. Those two parts I just went over repeat until the, I guess, chorus comes, or pre-chorus. Now the lower register guitar here is gonna, this part's a bit of a stretch. I don't know if the song does this. The bass might be doing those bass notes, and then one of the guitars is just holding that B flat, but this is how I play it. So starting on the A string, it goes from 4 to 8, moves up 1, goes up to 8 on the A string, down to 6, and then together it sounds like this. Yeah, I don't know if that's what it does, but that sounds right to my ear. I definitely hear a bass instrument doing those notes, and I definitely hear that note somewhere in there. Here in the other guitar, I think this is also in the song. It just kind of outlines the melody that the vocals are doing. So I'm just playing. Something like that. I don't really feel like naming all those frets, so I'll try to show you. Just memorize that. Alright, and then the next part, the lower register guitar is doing that. So it's power chord on E flat to kind of a slash chord there. Starting on E, it's 5 and 8. So it just goes between those. Then back to B flat major. And then ends off with that pattern. And on the other guitar there, I think it's starting up here, starting on the D string on the 12th fret and then 10th fret. So you should kind of have that sound. And I hear this note kind of bending before going down to those other notes. So this part's a little finicky, but I try to on the D string it's just going down to 8 and 10, and then it just goes back to another verse. I guess there's a transition there. I just kind of hold that, maybe go up to the next pair of thirds, and then start the pattern again. I guess the next different part would be the so that part I play power chord on 6th fret on the A string, and then for the other guitar I'm going like this, and then that's the D string, 8th fret, G string, 8th fret. Same thing before where you just drop the G string down to 7. And then after that I just play a major chord on B flat, 6th fret of the E string, and then move it up to an E flat minor. And then we're back to the same pre-chorus pattern where we're doing that, and then the other one's outlining the melody. Oh yeah, the next different part, this one's also kind of a stretch. I have a hunch that maybe this was played in a guitar tune to E flat because that would make this part a whole lot easier. But for this part, I'm starting on the 5th fret on the A string, and then 8 and 7 on the D and G strings. Just moving up 1 fret on the A string, open A string, keeping those notes on, and then I'm moving my pointer to get the 4th fret on the B string. So in whole, or altogether, it sounds like this, which I think that's probably how they, or I think that's probably not how they played it, because if I move all of that up a fret, it completely gets rid of the need to do that big stretch there. Not saying that that's impossible, but for a practical live setting, I guess that's kind of a hard thing to remember how to do. I remember when I recorded the cover, I stopped all the guitars there and had to do that part separately, because getting to that stretch after all the other stuff was pretty hard. But yeah, moving it up makes it a whole lot easier, because I can hit the open E instead of having to get that note up there. And then the other normal chorus progression takes us out until the ending, which is just power chords, I think. Starts on 3, goes to 1, open, 2, 3, 5. So together that would sound like. And that's the end of the song. Hopefully I explained it nicely. I'm gonna do a playthrough now. hopefully that helped you play it. I understand if it didn't. I'm not good at teaching things, but trust me, that's a lot better than what the tab would have been, because getting all those rhythmic stuff really only comes visually. It's hard to explain all that stuff with numbers on a screen, at least in my opinion. So that's the best way I could have taught it. If you have any specific questions, I guess let me know in the comments. I'll try to get to them. If I made any mistakes, definitely point those out. Also, addressing the comment, I already responded to this, but there's a comment asking me to do Andy Wants to Impregnate Me. I don't think that's going to happen. I listened to it, tried discerning what guitar parts were what, and I just could not do it. So, probably not that one. If you want me to do any other P songs, though, I'll try.